This past year, I turned my spare bonus room into my dream home music studio. From building my own acoustic panels and assembling my new studio desk to epic DIY builds and gear upgrades, this home studio has officially reached another level. So it's been at least 3 years since I've done a home studio tour, and since I've needed to relocate twice in the past few years, committing to a space and investing time and money into making it something truly special hasn't really been a long-term option. I remember the first time I stepped foot into this bonus room and instantly knew this was the spot. And even as of right now, I don't think a home studio is ever really 100% finished. There are always ways to improve your workflow or fun DIY projects, and of course, new equipment is always welcome. But as a singer-songwriter and producer, I feel this studio space ticks all the boxes. Starting with this centerpiece, the Zyre Onda MK2. This desk offers the perfect fit for the space as it's not too big, it's not too small, it fits all the rack equipment I use on a daily basis, and the subtle rounded edges and cherry inlays truly sets it apart from other desks I've used in the past. To keep things practical, my main vocal chain that I use on a daily basis is set up on the left of my desk, and on the right I have more outboard options depending on the sound I'm looking for. My vocal is mainly processed in the box, but I always have my microphone running through the 1073 SPX and Heritage tube sensor, then into my Apollo. To power this rack, I use a radial power conditioner with a few front-facing power outlets for charging my laptop and camera batteries. On the right, I've got a lovely vintage sounding P-Lane Type 436 compressor that really adds a lot of character and color to my vocals, and a budget-friendly 76 style limiter from Landell Audio. This side of the desk is powered by a multi-switch conditioner, so I can power each piece of equipment separately. I can turn my studio monitors on and off individually, and the same goes for my screen monitor, headphone amp, and Type 436 compressor. Speaking of powering my studio monitors, behind my desk sitting on a pair of Gator monitor stands, I've upgraded my Adam A8H studio monitors to these brand new Head Audio Type 30 MK2s, featuring two 7-inch woofers, a 4-inch mid-range woofer, AMT tweeter, COP technology, and built-in DSP that truly set these speakers apart from any pair I've ever used. And combined with the new Aurea Mini and SonarWorks room calibration, these sound ridiculously clean and detailed. This Aurea Mini from Audient literally released a few weeks ago, and especially for those of you using SonarWorks, this unit allows you to export up to 4 different SonarWorks sound profiles onto the Aurea Mini itself. And because it has its own dedicated DSP, you're getting ultra low latency and real-time correction with the calibration running on this unit instead of your computer's CPU. It fits between any audio interface and set of studio monitors. And what I like most about it is that it's always on and USB powered. As a reference set of speakers, I really like the punchiness of these compact iLoud monitors, but most of the time you'll find me wearing a pair of these, the Beyerdynamic DT700 Pro X's. I also have these calibrated via SonarWorks software, and for vocal recording, the DT1770s powered by this fantastic Heritage Audio headphone amp. If you need a quality headphone amp, I'd definitely look into this one. Speaking of this headphone amp and the headphones I use for tracking vocals, on the right side of my desk I have my vocal setup, consisting of a heavy-duty microphone stand that carries the weight of my Soyuz 017 FET. I really like the warmth and tone of this microphone, but I tend to use my U87 more on a day-to-day basis. Not because it's a Neumann, but rather because it offers a very clean, well-rounded sound. And it sounds great on both vocals and acoustic guitar, which as a singer-songwriter is what I use most in my recording process. And having my U87 set up on a compact Gator mic stand makes it easy to capture takes whilst I'm writing and producing, and when I'm done, I just unplug the microphone from the front of my Neve and put it to the side. Moving on to the left of my studio desk, I have a separate Gator rack unit that's set up for recording multiple sources. I don't use this setup too often, but if I am recording a worship session or a band, all the vocals and instruments can run into my ID48, complemented by the preamp warmth of the W8273 and a little 2A compression. For this rack, I opted for a different radial power conditioner, offering a multicolored pull-out light for better visibility on these different outboard units. I also have a super handy rack mounted pull-out drawer from On Stage, which I use to store my in-ears for worship sets and other goodies needed on a daily basis. And to fill in any unwanted rack gaps, these rack covers look sleek and offer a little ventilation. Now, all of this is connected and running through the brain of my studio, my Mac Mini. Specs wise, I've opted for the standard M4 chip, 24GB of RAM and 2TB of solid state onboard storage, allowing me to run Cubase Pro and plugins flawlessly without any worry of lag or latency. Since the Mac Mini's power button sits underneath the unit, I decided to mount the device underneath my desk, not only making the power button a lot easier to access, but also offering a seamless tucked away look. One very underrated part of home music studios in general is the importance of not just a comfortable chair, but also investing in a quality screen monitor. Offering a crystal clear 4K picture, I use a narrow bezeled Philips monitor, and to reduce eye fatigue, I've installed a USB powered screen light to the top of the monitor, adjusting using a separate multi-switch remote. To protect my desk, I've laid down a large leather desk pad just to prevent my MX Master mouse from scratching the desk over time. Now, it's time to move on to my favorite DIY project of 2025, which is sitting on the right side of my studio. And that's this DIY built microphone locker. I've reviewed a lot of microphones over the past few years, and I can't really sell them or give them away because I might need them for future tests and comparisons, but I also didn't like the idea of packing them away in a box and putting them aside and barely using them. I also wanted to have a real cool looking backdrop for YouTube videos. And with the LED lights, it creates quite the vibe. Speaking of a vibe, I decided to get a little fancy with this mic locker and added a velvet cushion drawer for even more microphones. And beneath that, an electric fireplace with an adjustable built-in fire crackle sound for that extra ambience. Next to the mic locker, I have my guitars, and for a little fun, a pudding mat. A really nice distraction for a songwriter. Moving on to the left side of my studio desk, I have a Studio Logic SL88 key Midi that's sitting on a solid, sleek-looking Gator Elite keyboard table, accompanied by this super comfortable on-stage piano bench. In case songwriting is taking place behind the keys, I have a little Neumann TLM102 and this keyboard permanently connected to my main setup, so everything is always on and ready to go. I also use this space to store my guitars, stands, and YouTube camera equipment. Speaking of YouTube and storage, the back of my studio is used for just that. On the left, I keep camera lights, the desk I use for reviews, and keeping it empty works out great for shooting YouTube thumbnails. And on the right side, I have a large shelf with all the equipment I've accumulated over the years, mostly products I review and gear I compare on a yearly basis. To finish off the comfort and vibe of this studio, we've already covered the fireplace, the microphone locker, the putting mat, but for the first time, I've invested in a studio couch. And combined with a large area rug, some artificial olive trees, specific choices of lighting that are all powered and linked via Alexa, this is what my home studio is all about 1 year after moving into this space. I do want to take the time to thank every single one of you for watching, subscribing, liking, and for just being a part of this journey. Know that every single one of you played a part in making this dream come true, and if anything, I hope this video inspired you and motivates you to keep building and improving your setup. I will leave links to everything showcased in this video down in the description below. Also, only 4% of you watching this video right now are subscribed to my YouTube channel, so I hope this video has earned your subscription, but if not, hopefully in the next one.